An enthusiastic teacher.
I just stared at him like, this man is amazing.
A resilient director.
We as his cast would watch, mesmerized by his devotion to his art.
A vivacious colleague.
Someone that I looked up to and I looked to guide my own teaching in so many ways.
Smith V. Brand was a truly dynamic individual who touched many lives along his journey, which began in the quiet town of Avon, Illinois. He started to express his lively spirit while in grade school, making his first stage appearance in the chorus of 10 soldiers in the play In Quest of Santa Claus, and by his senior year of high school, he excelled in chorus, speech, and theater clubs, among many others. Then came time for college.
He was a lifelong supporter of Knox College. Upon graduation there, he went to Northwestern and got his degree at Northwestern, and he also did advanced studies at the University of Minnesota. So he started off with small beginnings, but he became a very traveled and well-learned man.
In 1965, Brand began his 33-year teaching career at South Suburban College, formerly known as Thornton Community College. He also began his directing career with An Evening with Strindberg, followed by Little Foxes. Brand was very creative, not only in the way he taught and directed, but in his writing style as well.
Even if you hadn't known him personally, you would have recognized the flamboyance. He had beautiful script, but what his messages were was sort of like telling a story. Most of what he did told a story.
Brand told countless tales and gave many exciting examples when teaching drama, speech, and English classes. Now that the years have passed, former students have had time to reflect on experiences of their own.
Mr. Brand's class was one where it was just a different experience because he had facilitated such freedom in the way he lectured and the way he carried himself as a professor. It definitely gave you a little bit of extra motivation to get up there and really try to be mindful of what he was teaching us.
When he gave a lecture, he would vary his rate, his pitch, his tone. He would stride through the room and grab out at his audience. And I just stared at him like, this man is amazing. He would rip his glasses off of his face. Sweat or tears would be pouring down him. And other students might have thought he was a little eccentric, but I just thought he was amazing.
He would gesture with exuberance as if he were leading a symphony orchestra, and we as his cast would watch, mesmerized by his devotion to his art. Ultimately, I have come to understand that whether we became actors, directors, teachers, writers, moms, dads, what he really truly wanted his students and friends to learn more than anything else was the ability to give and receive love, just like he did.
Brand directed and taught many students throughout his life, including actor Ron Lombard and production designer Richard Hoover. Beyond lending a helpful hand in molding the lives of his former students, he also touched the lives of his many colleagues in the process.
He was truly inspirational to me. He was funny, he was amazingly vibrant, and someone that I looked up to and I looked to guide my own teaching in so many ways. And he truly touched the lives of all who knew him. He had an upbeat spirit and a beautiful heart.
It really makes a huge difference when you're in a learning environment where people have yet to develop some of the skills they're going to need for the rest of their lives. And when you've got someone that precious that can develop those skills, that recognizes that it really needs to come out because it's an inspiration to other people who are going to teach in the future.
Brand couldn't get enough of sharing his love for knowledge and the arts. Near the end of his career at SSC, he even decided to create a scholarship to help students continue their education.
I'm very grateful to have been the very first recipient of his scholarship, and I used those funds to take voice lessons. It's because of his generosity that I literally discovered my voice here, so I'm very grateful to him for that.
Even though Brand is no longer living, his legacy lives on in many of his students and colleagues. In order to recognize his talent and time spent teaching at South Suburban College, many testimonials were shared at a gathering on January 11, 2011 to celebrate his life.
I think it's important to recognize Smith because of the vast influence that he had over his students, over his colleagues, over his friends.
Every great leader has usually something that they can look back to, and every great, teacher or preacher or lecturer can always say that there was somebody along the way that imparted something. And so I hope that for Smith's life and for those like him, that there will always be a place of recognition and honoring for them, and that legacy will continue to go on in the years ahead.